I'm Jamie Lee Peterson, Public Relations Officer here at the St. Martin Parliament, and today we'll be conducting an interview with Mr. Ralph Contave. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today, Mr. Ralph.
Hey.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Great.
Tell me about your experience as the President of Parliament Award.
Okay.
How has that been for you?
Okay. Well, good. Thank you for having me. It's definitely a pleasure to be here. I find it interesting you're looking back at what led to me being able to receive that award. And the experience, I would say, it was a good feeling, knowing that you were recognized for the work that you did in the community. And what I guess led to me being able to be a recipient was, I think, really the fact that since high school actually, I've always been active in giving back in some form.
Okay.
And using my skills or talents, and then one of the main things that is writing. So
Okay.
I was a member of Teen Times, and so I was actually nominated by Michael Granger, one of the founders of Teen Times as well.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, I was also doing interviews and research on St. Martin culture and history, interviewing a lot of seniors. And in that time as well, I was also doing research for my book.
Very active,
Yeah.
very active. Okay, and what motivated you as a young person to be so positively active in the community?
Having great teachers.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's always, the two teachers specifically I always mention is Mr. Kenneth Cook from St. Martin Academy.
God, he was my teacher
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
That's
Yes,
great. So you went to
awesome.
Academy?
No, I went to St. Dominic, but
Oh,
he
okay.
gave social studies in
Okay.
St. Dominic.
Okay, that's cool.
But awesome teacher.
Yes,
indeed.
yes.
Great mentor.
I love the way he taught us as students, and as well as Miss Warner, my history teacher.
Okay.
So basically, Mr. Cook, would always encourage us to write to the paper. He would give us an opinion or a topic and ask us what we think about it, and he said, write about it.
Okay.
And he would submit it on our behalf.
Oh, wow.
And one of the things he did that I think really opened up my mind and introduced me to the need, I would say, for giving back is the book he wrote. His first book, which was 50 Movers and Shakers and the Politicians Who Make a Difference, I believe that's the title, where he basically conducted research and wrote short bios on 50 politicians from the 1920s up until the 1990s, so for each decade, and about, I guess you could say, the main political figures who who did something of significance to help
Contributed, yeah,
develop the island. And I was quite interested in that because I was like, wow, we didn't learn this in school. And for example, I'm like, had Mr. Cook not done it on his own, and then of course in bringing it to the classroom, we wouldn't have learned. And then Ms. Warner, she really opened up my interest in Caribbean history.
Okay.
And so seeing how, so like with Mr. Cook, seeing how history played a role in our local setting, and then connecting it to the Caribbean history as a whole, I was like, wow, this is just
Fascinating.
amazing.
Yeah?
And,
Yes,
and that's what
yes.
led me to,
Okay, and may I ask, what's your current occupation?
I'm a journalist.
Okay.
So, and that goes to, shout out to Mr. Cook as well. Because I remember when he took me to PJD2 while he was doing promo for his book. And he took me along with him, and I was like, wow, I love this space. Yeah, and that led me to studying broadcast journalism and minoring in political science. And so it all came around.
Yeah. Okay, and what is one of your most satisfying accomplishments
That's a good question.
to this date? Like, what can you...
So, besides being married to a wonderful woman, I would say publishing my first book. Really, because, I mean, for me, it was nothing complicated. I've always been a person, like, if I made up my mind to do something, that's what I'm going to do.
Stick to it.
I was like, well, I didn't learn much about, history the way I think we deserve to in school, so why not write something and publish it? And then I self-published at the time, and I made a few mistakes here and there, but nevertheless, it showed me that when you remain consistent and focused on accomplishing a task, opportunities are endless.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And tell me something about yourself that others would be surprised to know about you.
Okay. That one's a little tough.
Your
It's
open
tough.
book?
Um, I'm kind of routine,
Oh, yeah.
you know. Well, so I'm thinking, what would someone be surprised about? Okay, yeah, I could be very goofy, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
when you're comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And last question I have for you. What advice would you give to youths or the public in general? What advice would you want to share?
I think the main advice I would give them is to not be performative, and so do what you're doing for a purpose, because you love it, because it brings you fulfillment, and not for people. Because one of the lessons I've learned throughout history is that the world will build you up only to tear you down. And so if you're working for people, not in the sense of a job, but the things you do it for the attention, for the likes, for the love of commentary and building up your image or brand, then it's self-defeating. You know, do what you love because you love it, because it can benefit others. And finally, in addition to that, I will also say, just stay focused, because it can be very challenging the minute you take your eyes off of your main goal, and especially when different voices come into play. Because you say, oh, let me go to this person and get some advice from them. I like them. And you go to another person and say, maybe I like this person, get some advice from them. And then it's too many voices.
Yeah.
So follow the voice inside of you. That voice that at times when you feel like giving up says, keep going.
Yeah.
This will benefit you. This will give you that fulfillment you need. And overall, that fulfillment, it doesn't come from outside. It comes from within, and it is within you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You're always welcome here at Parliament, and once again, thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
I would like to remind the general public to send in their nominations for the 2021 President of Parliament Award. Persons have until August 13th to submit their nominees, and this can be done via our email, info@ssxmparliament.org. Do have a great day further.